All right, good people of Cherokee County, what's going on, guys? We got a great action-packed show for you guys today. We got so much to talk about, I don't even hardly know where to start. But we're going to start with some local teams that are heating up. We're going to have some bracket talk for you. The Orange Men and the Orange Tigers face off, and down on the bayou. And last but not least, 3 words for you: Williams-Brice Stadium. Hang around, we got a great show for you today. All right, here we are, back in the house. Got another week ahead of us. Show number 160. So glad for all you guys that hung around with us. 160. We appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
We've grown by the day. Your Twitter page is growing. And I hooked up with Powerhouse Sports. Hope to see him on here. Andrew, down south, high school football, Powerhouse Sports. They cover all kind of big stuff down there.
Yeah, I saw the messages from them.
So that's, yep.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool to hook up with them. We may try to, I think next Sunday, we may come on about 30 minutes early and do a collab of South and North playoff stuff.
Oh, okay.
We'll come on a little early and let him do that because they have a show right after us.
Oh, do they?
Yes. Aaron, what's up? Our Valley Head Purple Tiger content creator, news reporter.
No.
What that had a great game. Went over to, they visited Gillsville, and we're going to get into that. Hey, let me tell you something. What about South Carolina? We're going to get into some college talk here in a little bit.
Big win. 5-2.
Huge.
They beat Kentucky.
Huge win,
And
man.
A&M now. Wasn't supposed to be any good.
Yeah, I don't know how all that's going to play out. They may have some. I mean, it's not like they're going to make the playoffs.
No, they're not going to make they may make a bowl.
Yeah, and that'll be good. Hey, it's the first year he's not had any head coaching experience, and to see him, celebrate with his family down there on the sidelines.
But no, they're not going to make the Final Four.
Yeah, no. But
I don't think.
No.
I
think Georgia would have something to say about that.
Oh, yeah, see, Georgia's already beat.
Yeah. Guys, we got a whole lot to talk about tonight. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with the Matt and Todd Show. And remember, you can find us anywhere: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Applecast, and right here on YouTube and Facebook. Always on Sunday nights at 6. The best darn sports still going. You know what? I was thinking the other day, there's not another high school sports coverage show podcast. I don't even know of any. I mean, there's probably some
I don't know of any.
somewhere,
It
but
breaks down the games and stuff.
I don't know of any other podcast.
People take pictures and.
I mean, I have a podcast.
No.
iHeartRadio, Spotify, Applecast. If you go in there and search high school football,
No.
we're the only ones. Okay, everybody's really all college, and there's a lot of NFL.
Oh, yeah, ton of it.
Lots of NFL stuff. So
Like a million.
go over there and find us on that. We'll hang around here and let everybody start coming in. Miss Tina, so thankful that we have y'all. Love our Matt and Todd show. Thank you, Miss Tina. We love Jacob, too. He's a fantastic ball player and a good young man.
Sean, is that Shorty?
Oh, Shorty.
What did he say?
Where you at? He's probably waiting on you to come over and move them stones at Cornwall.
Oh, yeah, we're still going to Cornwall Shore. We got a panther and an alligator to get over there, too. You know there's a black panther back in there?
He waited all day on you. Jerry, what's up? One of our great sponsors, Mobley Concrete and Construction. You get a hold of him, get free estimates to do any kind of work. Thanks for the coverage all the way down in Raglan. We did make the trip down there on the other side of Southside. It was a good game, and why don't we just get into that one first? Tiana, are you tuning in to get Erica watching, which is Bucky and Ombre and Todd and the girls. Sorry, aunt. Yep. Love me some Erica, boy. She is look, guys, if you know the area and you go to any Cedar Bluff games, the loudest hollering person, let's go Tigers, it's Erica. Yes. She is a true blue Tiger.
I'm already out of the box. I can take it.
Red and white. Dude, she bleeds Tiger blood. And what a great job. I just brag on Stella. What a great job she's done with them kids.
Yeah.
They're great. They're good kids. They never get in no kind of trouble. I mean,
girls are good.
The girls, too.
Boys.
Good kids. Let's just hit it where we went first, guys. We made a little ride down the road, headed run over south side, stopped in there at Zaxby's, and like to not have got back out in traffic coming out of Zaxby's.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, literally. I watched it on the clock.
3 minutes. Yeah. Then we couldn't find Raglan.
Then we get down there to school, and the football field was down the road about a half a mile.
We just thought it was by the school.
Yeah, seen the baseball field, so the lights are not on. Wait a minute, that's baseball.
I actually asked man, I said, "Oh my gosh, are they playing in Spring Garden?"
No.
He said, "No, definitely not." So it was right on. It was about a mile on down the road.
Yes, had a good time. Showed up early, talked with some ladies from she was from Anniston or something, newspaper. Some of the officers there at the gate, they were very welcoming. Told them that we was covering for our show, sports media, and for Cherokee Post Herald. Dean writes some articles for them. So, just a basic thought of the game. They kick off the ball, and Spring Garden wants the ball first. And being on the road, I think that's always a good idea. You want to score first, take the crowd out of it. Speaking of crowd, it was their homecoming, and they introduced some homecoming stuff.
Yeah.
And Raglan is just out in the country.
Yeah, very.
Got a big concrete place over there, mill that does, I think it's a concrete industry over there that they have had for a long, long time. Spring Garden just gets the ball, Dean, and you're up there in the box, and I'm down there taking pictures. They just kind of had their way.
Yeah, they did. It took them a couple of drives to get going, but once they did, it was lights out. Another 375 yards. Probably what they average, wouldn't you guess, if you had to guess. And Raglan couldn't get going. Not really. They did have some good runs. Their running back was pretty good. And it looked like he was going to break loose a couple times, but he never did.
Yeah. After halftime, I think they adjusted a little bit. And it seemed like they kept trying to get the ball there to 5, I think, the tailback. And they busted a few big runs. But I
think I looked on the thing where I was doing the stats, and I think they had 6 plays for over 10. They had the 50-yard pass, but Spring Garden was up pretty big right then. The play of the game, though, was 21-7, and Raglan went for it.
Yeah.
I think Jacob Welsh busted through and hit him on 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's about
4th and 1. They went for it.
They're about right at midfield, guys. If you want to go see the highlights, go over there on our YouTube channel, and I got highlights of Spring Garden versus Raglan. And I say it's at the end of the video, and you could hear me say a little bit. I had the overlay music playing on it. And I said, that's a big third down, play right here. And it goes into 4th down. That's a huge stop for them. They stop on 3rd.
3rd and 1.
And then they stopped them on 4th.
4th and 1, yeah.
And I said right then, that's the play of the game. They were already up 2 touchdowns. This was an opportunity for Raglan to score, make it 14-7 before half, be down 1 score, hold Spring Garden after the score, they would hope, and then be down a touchdown and probably try to tie it before half. And they couldn't do it. Spring Garden up front, Coach Ragsdale, hats off to him, geez Louise, man. 2A coach of the defensive coach of the year. Now he's coaching 1A football. That's big time. Let's see. Jerry, the Raglan attacking D. They didn't have much of an answer for Connor or John, really. John was kind of by being at the game, he was the bell cow. Everything John kind of done was kind of, they even threw him a pass over there for a touchdown, going down toward the woods there.
Catch. He had over 100 yards, and so did Bates. But Bates ripped off. Raglan kind of cut the lead there on that 50-yard pass, and the first play that Spring Garden gets it back, Bates goes 61. So that just deflated him completely.
Yeah.
I could see that where Raglan had a pretty good squad at times this year, but now the other night they seemed out of sorts, and Spring Garden took advantage of. Spring Garden got them out of sorts, and ended up winning 47-21.
Yeah, 47-21. I think
Chapel threw 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they had it at 40-21, like a Max Preps or something, and they miss them. Sometimes they don't get the final scores. When it's over in rural parts of the town.
Yeah.
It's hard to get scores out.
It is.
Now, let's see. We had Cherokee County. They hosted Asheville. That sews up the rest of their region play. They will be traveling to Fort Payne to play them. Now, playoffs are starting, guys.
Good game.
So, trust me, you want to hang around tonight because we're going to start going through some bracket stuff, and a lot of people have a lot of questions. Diamond Dean has got a list here for you that's just through the high school sports of how it's listed and how points are given and taken, and how you gain points from beating teams with winning records and whatnot. We're going to go over that. Don't go nowhere. We're going to get into that too. But Cherokee County, 40-0 over Asheville. Cornejo has another good night. Cade was still out. Mm-hmm. Now our close friend, my whole life played with Jeff Crane, super athlete. Jeff was good at everything: baseball, basketball, football, hopscotch.
Yeah, all-state and baseball.
Jeff could do about anything, and I always enjoy seeing him. And his mom, Miss Megan Jebb, come in to start the night. Cade had a little banged up. He's got a little bit of a thigh, knee problem going on, whatever, working through that. So Coach Kelly decides to let the young lad take a stab at it. And he didn't have to do a whole lot. He threw the ball 4 or 5 times.
5 times, I think. Completed 6 times for 4. But look at this, man. Corneo, 182 yards.
That'll do it there.
Diamond, 105.
Tay goes over 100.
And Jack Amos, 95.
He still had 100 yards after the week he had last week.
So that right there is 380 yards.
Yeah.
So they rushed for 400. I think they had some more carries, some other players. And, 440 yard night,
Yeah. Defensively, Cornejo and Tristan Brown making tackles. Offensive line works from Cooper Martin to Connor Leader up front. It's the center spot. Yeah, Landon Ransom, pancaking people, putting syrup and pancakes and butter and bacon on top. That's Lanny's boy. And he's a big old boy, ain't he?
Yes, he's huge.
He's a big kid. He reminds me a lot of Jacob Welsh.
I'd say that.
They're both big kids. I think he's a junior this year.
I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say he'll probably be getting looked at next year pretty hard.
Yeah, I try to help.
He's huge.
All I can to make videos of the kids. When we do these highlights, I'll pass it around and from people that know, I'll try to help them out if we can. That's what we want to do.
We went out to that camp that day, and I'm like, who's that? Who is that guy?
That's Lanny's boy. I asked Lanny how many times he had to whoop him or something. Had to get up on his head,
Not much.
knock his head in a little bit. No, he's a good kid.
They moved to 8-1, but
yeah. They'll be going to Fort Payne.
Good matchup. That's a good matchup.
What do you think about the Fort Payne matchup? How do they match up with Center?
Well, I think it'll be tough.
Now Fort Payne did beat Etowah.
Fort Payne did beat Etowah.
Yeah, it was 19-7 or something like that. 20 to.
Let's just see.
What do you think about them? How they match up with Fort Payne? I guess I'll put this out there. I think it may depend a little bit on Cade and how he does. Super Mike, what's that going on, Big Daddy? Good to see you.
Who's that?
Weeks. I think it's going to depend on if Cade gets to play. It does make a difference. Having you starting quarterback back, it makes the other team's defensive coordinator have to, assume more that you're going to throw the ball.
Let's see here, Matt.
And, defensively, how they line up. I've only seen Fort Payne really play where they play Chattooga. I watched that game.
Yes, they've had some good games.
Benton was there, so I did that. I watched that.
I think it's an even matchup, personally.
We'll look
they
on
beat Etowah 26-14. Gadsden City beat them. They beat Arab Lee. Hazel Green, Buckhorn. They lost to Athens and Gadsden City. I think it's about an even matchup.
But whoever don't turn the ball over will probably be your winners of the game. Something like that, we would assume, right?
Fort Payne throws for about 120 yards a game and rushes for about 160. So
pretty even deal. Run pass. So we look forward to that game. Coach Kelly and group will be traveling over there. So the traveling Kellys will be at Fort Payne. Now, hey, Cedar Bluff Appalachian game. They're on the road again. They will be on the road again this week. They will be at Donahoe in a must-win. Cedar Bluff will have to must-win that game at Donahoe. Now, they play Appalachian. Mm-hmm. They're a proud team. We've played them a few years ago when mine played up there. They were reeling a little bit. Mine was a senior that year, and they had a lot of 9th or 10th graders that were pretty good. They felt like Coach bringing them up, and now they're seniors.
Right. They've had a good year.
They've put together a good team. They played Valley Head pretty close. I mean, sort of, kind of. Valley Head did have 2 touchdowns called back.
34-28.
Yeah, but they had 2. So, and it's up there, that Appalachian, and it's tough up there.
Well, they sealed the 3rd spot. Cedar Bluff, this was 14-13 at the half.
Yep. They were ahead.
Yeah.
They were ahead 14-13. Mm-hmm. So I thought, getting texts from Tiana, I'm thinking, well, this is great. They're going to get this game.
Right.
And I got texts from Gelsville from I got over there from Al, and they're up 8-0. So I'm thinking, well, wow, they're both going to win tonight. This is going to be awesome.
Well, Browning and Jenkins scored the touchdowns for Cedar Bluff, but it looks like the second half
just fell apart.
Appalachian. We had 3 turnovers. Cedar Bluff had 3 turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers has destroyed them this year.
And I don't know a lot about stat-wise the game, but I did read that they had 3 turnovers.
Yeah, I know Bucky has turned his other ankle supposedly.
Right.
And that's here at the end of the year, guys. If you're going to even try to make a playoff run, I don't know, guys. I don't know what you do. Powerhouse, that's Andrew. What's up, man? Good to see you on here. We're going to try to do a collaboration with Andrew on Powerhouse Sports. They cover kind of how we do up north here, high school stuff. They cover down south. A lot of big schools and stuff going down there. We would love to get his input on south teams and how these teams from
how they match up.
Yeah, from all the Spanish Forts to Elbas or whoever. We love small ball. Andrew, sorta. We're not 5, 6, 7A guys really. We're 1 through 4A. We know them very well. We can talk 1 through 4 easy.
Yeah, but after
we could do 5, 6, 7, but everybody knows a lot of the 7 because it's just Auburn or Thompson or Hoover or something.
Obviously, Hoover. They beat.
I know. What about that?
9-0. Wow.
That's very surprising.
Yeah,
very.
Yeah, I thought so.
Coach Bond, he will be at Fort Payne. Well, that's great. 26-14 was the score over there at Fort Payne in Etowah. So we will have a reporter
that was second. Yeah.
We'll have a reporter over there, Dean.
Yeah, we may go there.
We may get over there. Our Valley Head's at Collinsville. We've thought about riding over there.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen Ernie and the bunch. I went over there a little bit this summer and catch them at practice. We'd like to catch them and talk about Collinsville a little bit and stuff. Anna. Okay.
I know what they're. Well,
They're trying to get people on to.
I'm gonna tell how they're cheerleading.
Oh, okay.
Mike Weeks sent me a text.
Good, okay.
I'll share that before we go to college ball.
Yeah, okay.
About how the
Tigerette Sandrock showed out at the cheer. Yeah, I seen that. I seen where they had Yeah, go ahead and tell us about that.
Go over that right quick.
Yeah, I do. My wife Sylvia, she was her and Burgundy, and I think Jennifer Burleson. Well, where's Burleson? I think they were all together Tigerettes back in the day.
Were they?
Yeah, back in the day. So that's pretty cool that they get to do that.
All right, Rockin' Classic cheer competition. The Tiny League. Cedar Bluff finished second. Sandrock first.
Okay.
The Big Tigerettes. Cedar Bluff third. Sandrock second, and Hoax Bluff.
Okay.
So we got the Big Tigerettes finishing third from Cedar Bluff, second from Sandrock, and in the Tiny League, Cedar Bluff finished second and Sandrock first.
Yeah, that's good. And just to re-edify on that a little bit more, we know that we're building some young athletes in the county. We talk about junior high football here and around the county, and they're pretty good. Another junior high team, Gaston Bulldogs, has put together a good junior high football team. I've seen that, and of course, they've won it again. They're junior high, and Collinsville, good junior high football. And I'm saying that to lead to the cheerleaders are an important part of that.
Oh yes, definitely.
I mean, they're the ones that are cheering they're trying to keep the crowd involved to cheer the guys on. Mm-hmm. And without cheerleaders, it's just not high school football, Right,
you got to have them. I mean, you've got to. I can't imagine it.
That's what I was going to say. I couldn't imagine at a high school football game. Pro football, nobody's watching the cheerleaders. There's
80,000 people there.
Yeah, college, yeah, it's okay. But you don't see them. High school cheerleaders,
pro, not much.
They're right there on the sideline.
They're right there. Yeah.
So congratulations to all our county little cheerleaders and moving up and becoming.
And especially the smaller ones, I think, especially their parents pay more. I went to
pay more attention to.
Yeah, more attention, and I went to I called the Pee Wee game Saturday, and the cheerleaders were fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of those moms, man, they take a lot of pride in that.
They were fantastic.
And their time in should be talked about. They put time in just like the dads do. I was part of the dad group, and we had moms working on the cheerleading, and hats off to them. They were when we were practicing, they were too.
And they didn't take many breaks either.
No,
it wasn't a cheer in 5 minutes and then
go get some gummy worms
no.
Go get some nachos.
I'll give a shout out to them. I was like, they're doing excellent.
Yeah,
and
they're part of the county. Yeah. So hats off to our little cheerleaders, Wildcats, and Tigers, and everybody.
And I saw where Jesse Hutchins, golf-wise, finished fourth in the
I seen that
tournament.
Yep. Yeah, he's a player.
Yeah,
He's gonna do great. He'll be a Mark Sawyer type later on.
Nick,
yep, they were good. Let's see, the last, but definitely not least, and closest to our hearts, Brian Knapp, the Napster. Napster gets over there, and we'll do Sandrock too. But Knapp.
Well, there's 14-14 at one point.
I get a text, and I'm like, man, they're. And I said last week we didn't think it'd be a extraordinary score.
No.
Now they wound up losing by 4 touchdowns.
Right.
But it gets away from them late.
Right.
But I thought, Bailey Head may be a 2 touchdown better, and they are.
Yeah. I thought they would. It was 14-14, 28-14 at the half, but it sounds like Bang, 253 yards, Matt. I mean, well, that's what he averages, right?
Yes.
And Hunter Robinson had 166, and it ended up 57-30, and Valley Head goes to 9-0.
9-0, Valley Head. I don't know if they've. I seen a stat somewhere. I don't know if they had been 9-0 since some time back.
I don't know of them ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they have, but I don't remember.
When they win state time, like back in the 80s, they didn't play that many games.
No.
You would have played like 8 or so regular season.
Right.
You wasn't playing 10 or 12 games back in the day because you had areas and not regions and all that. Yeah, so we're going to do, Coach Bunn, we're going to get into that bracket playoff stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bain and Robinson, they were the thorn in the side there, 420 yards. Eads did pass for 156, and Kyler Bradley had over 100 receiving.
Aaron said we had to wear them down. They said it was a good football team.
They did good. It seemed like Valley Head did pretty good against the rush. Keelan was held to 46 yards. Seth, 2 carries, 47 yards.
Wow.
I don't know what he averages. The game I went to, he had 1 carry for 90. He had 3 carries for 43 against Cedar Bluff. Guys, that's 6 carries for 180 yards for Seth Lee this year.
Okay, they did play 10 games back in the 80s. So I don't. Yeah, we're trying to think of a time and Coach Nance, if you're on too, yeah, we'll be glad to share with the guys. Valley Head, Bain, what he wound up with
253.
Gosh.
Robinson 166.
Yeah, they and their line needs to get a lot of credit. Because without them, the guys can't squirt those plays through, and they're working their tails off up there, mashing people up front. And we look for them to make a nice little plunge into the playoff. And but when you get into that third round, those teams, it's tough because you're you're going to have to travel and be out of Pickens County or something.
Right.
And the thing is, and me and Aaron talked about this. By third round, you're playing usually, not always, but you're usually playing teams that's been there. Sometimes you have teams that slip in, they get in there once in a while and have a good season. But guys, Marion counties and Pickens counties, those teams have played a lot of football.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Deep. They've gone deep. A lot.
Yeah. So they got freshmen that's been 2, 3, 4 rounds for years.
Right.
And that's where we'll brag on Howard them too. They could meet our buddies from Coosa second round. And we'll start talking about that in a minute. But man, that experience. Coosa and Spring Garden, if they both win first round, which we think they will, to meet up at Spring Garden, the traveling O'Briens.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game, guys. If y'all ain't doing nothing on that weekend, it'll be November the 12th or
11th.
Yeah, something like that. 11th, That'll be a great game to be at. So, but now we can't go anywhere without saying about Coach Heath. I mean, he's the singer from looks like the singer from Bush or something. With his hair is kind of kinky,
kind
of got a wild look to him.
He's a good guy.
Elo, the singer from Elo, and I don't know who that is, but they showed me a picture, and it's kind of funny.
They keep people out at Santa Rosa.
Yeah, and
favor him.
He's fun, and he's had a
tough year with him.
He's had an impossible year. There's Coach Nance. Let's see. Yeah, I knew he was at 2,200. He's got over 1,200 for Robinson. 67. So 67. It was. I guess they went 10-0.
10-0 and 67.
67. Well, that would have been.
So they won it in 84.
See, I'd been Daddy's like freshman year.
But they lost to
8th grade.
Guess who they lost to in 84?
Cedar Bluff. No.
5.
Oh, 5. What are they doing playing?
And they won the state championship. 14. I mean, they went 14-1.
No, that was the year that they played. Cedar Bluff played Sandrock close that year. They won it
in 85.
Yes. Okay, I get them.
1 point.
Tough.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, Blevins. Blevins and Crane.
But the home crowd of Coach Bates and Short, all the guys, Coach Heath, congratulations on getting a good home win over against Wattsburg. Ace, he's going to go for over.
I mean, he's over 1,000 again. I think he ended up close to 4,500 yards passing in his career.
4,500 passing. He didn't even play the first 5 games, I think.
Right. No, he didn't. I think he played in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Somebody can maybe come on and tell us. Maybe 6
Yeah.
at the most. Because Chestnut did a good job this year. Then he got hurt. But Ashley threw for 175. Haygood, great last game, 116 yards.
Good job, Trace. It's good. Senior.
3 touchdowns, caught 1. And
Awesome.
Ashley threw 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
They finished 4 and 6.
They just run into that region's hard, man. I'm not trying to make excuses because he don't. And I'm not saying this from him because he don't do that. He don't do that. I'm just saying injuries at bad times. And 5's in your region.
5.
A team that had the nation's longest winning streak that kind of got a little ticked off that they lost it. Now they're really coming back mad.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't want to wet the hornet's nest. 5's on a run, and I don't see anybody, to way down the line in state, somebody meeting them to challenge them.
I think, if they were to get beat, I think it'd be late 4th round or championship. Bun, do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's not going to be anybody real.
I got a story to tell you on that 67 Valley Head team.
Yeah, share with us.
Cedar Bluff went 9-1 that year. That was their only loss.
Oh, what's the Valley Head?
Yeah, and then Valley Head beat them 40-6.
Well, that would be you. So your daddy was teaching. He come there to Cedar Bluff that
He
year.
came there the next year.
68 when he come teaching. Okay.
But so they went 9-1, didn't go to the playoffs. Valley Head beat them 39-6. Jim Hurdy was in the backfield on that Cedar Bluff team.
Jim.
He used to tell me the story when he said we were great, and they had a first-year coach and went 9-1. Cedar Bluff did. And how good were they?
Yeah, now that would have been
I don't even know who the guy was.
at Cedar Bluff?
He only stayed 1 year.
It's interesting.
Interesting. I don't know what the circumstances were, but he was let go, and they had a first-year coach and still went 9-1.
That's pretty cool.
I'm just saying, how good were they? I mean,
Yeah,
only lost to Valley Head, who probably went deep.
yeah, they had a big quarterback the year Daddy didn't play him like 70, 71. He said he was some man, and he run over him. He said, I tried to tackle him on the sideline. He just knocked my face off.
Let's see what Valley Head did.
But, we'll do some other scores, and we'll do a player of the week. Let's do player of the week now.
All right,
Let's don't hold back on them. Guys, we wanted to know, there was different people up this week for player of the week. And we have to kind of discern about it a little bit, but there's no doubt who we decided this week. Very deserving, and it just kind of moved around kind of weird last year, and he didn't wind up getting one because of some of his teammates which were really good.
Yeah.
And, but he's going to finish with a great career, and I think it's worth advertising, and he's a good kid, And this award is he's the player of the week. And with Sandrock going over and having a shutout, Ace Ashley.
Ace finished it. He is the second all-time leading passer in Sandrock history, behind Lucas McMeekin.
Luke, yeah.
We think he passed Toby. Somebody was trying to tell me Toby didn't throw that much, and I'm like, what? Yes, he did. I don't know who told me that. Maybe they meant when he was younger.
Yeah.
Toby threw a lot, but Toby didn't throw for 4,500 yards. And Ace did, and
yeah, congratulations.
Put him second, finishes second, probably top 10 in the county, I would think, behind Peace, Hampton, Blanchard, McMeekin, and some of these other guys. It's hard to throw for a lot. Levi Mintz threw it for a lot of yards. Jeremiah McMeekin.
Well, that's the McMeekin boys. Yeah. Danny Mack's kids. Danny Mack ain't paid to get in a football game over there in 20 years.
Jack. Oh, he's talking about that. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Ace. 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. And how fitting his last game he gets this.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out this way, and I'm glad it did. So we're looking forward. I'll be over probably Tuesday because they don't have football practice or nothing. So.
Well, man, I was going to ask you volleyball. What teams around are still in the volleyball? I know that Cedar Bluff got put out. Spring Garden is still in.
Yeah, Spring Garden is still in. Yep. Center went out. Gillsville's out. Yes. Talked to Al some of that. We're looking forward to our media days. November
Yeah,
5th.
November 5th for basketball.
November 5th, guys, we'll be kicking off basketball. Dean, I can't believe the season is over.
Oh, I know.
Football is just the regular season's over, and we're
Over
going.
with.
And college is fixing to get wound up tight. We're going to get into that in our second part of the show, and you don't want to miss some stuff we got to break down for you.
But good luck to the Spring Garden Lady Panthers. And
Yeah, I'm sure they'll fit well. They're, Coach Rat's going to do.
oh yeah,
Got to talk to him Friday night at Raglan a little bit, and they're looking forward to the challenge. They're always looking forward to a challenge.
oh yeah,
They are.
Yeah, he likes it. Whereas a lot of people get nervous about that kind of stuff.
Nah, he enjoys the
He
grind.
kind of
Yeah,
welcomes it.
sure. Yeah,
which
that's
is
what
a good quality.
that's what good coaches do. Yeah, you don't shy away from tough games, or you just get ready for it.
I look at Ricky's schedule sometimes. I'm like, good gosh.
Oh, I know he didn't share with us. I wanted him to share a little
wouldn't
more.
Swap with him for $1 million, but I've got to think in his mind he's probably like, let's go get this.
Yeah, I'm ready to play Etowah and Hanley
Yeah.
and these big schools.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, and make our girls better. We went over last year, and we will this year, I'm sure. We'll wind up over there watching some of that. So, media days, November 5th, start about 12, and I know Tennessee-Georgia game will be that day. I don't know what time, and LSU and Bama will also play later that day at some time. So,
But the big one, obviously, Georgia.
Yeah, y'all come out and support our county, and come to the Rock and see the players, girls and boys. Definitely, we'll all be there. So, congratulations to Ace. What a fantastic career over there at Sand Rock. Finished in the top 10 in the county in passing. So,
Yes, I would.
and there's been some great gunslingers from the Cole Pieces and the Hamptons and the Cody Blanchards.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, great job. Ace, and his brother's coming, and
Yes.
said he's a good guy.
And Ace says he's better. He tells me that at practice.
Right.
He says he's just more competitive. He just kind of got a mean streak to him. The Ace said, I don't, he's competitive, but he said, man, he's going to be better than me. Ace has got a photographic memory. You can ask Coach Heath too.
Oh yeah, I've heard
He
stories.
sees the playbook and he reminds Coach Heath like, hey, it's this left. He's like, oh, that's on this. He's
We
like,
got a
oh,
slant on the back.
you're right. Yeah, he's like, he's a great kid. And he's so fun to coach. He's good to be around.
So it's bracketology time, huh?
Well, yes, I'll give some other scores from
Oh, sorry.
some
I thought you'd
that
get
may
into the
know.
bracket. Okay. Oh, well, now let me explain this Cedar Bluff thing before we get in the brackets.
Well,
after
yeah, we'll do it
it
before we do it. Yeah.
All right.
Addison 45-12 over Bear Creek. Anniston 42-0. Can't believe that. Nothing
Very
over
good.
Cleveland County. Auburn 37, Prattville 29, Center Point 41, Oxford 24. Collinsville gets a win over North Sand Mountain.
Big win.
It is. Congratulations, Ernie and Teddy, 28-12. Coosa Christian beat Woodville 46-6. Coleman 31-7 over Etowah. I have no idea what's going on.
Coleman must be good.
I don't know if they're that good
I think they probably are.
or Etowah's let down a little. I wouldn't think because Coach Glover he ain't gonna put up with that stuff. Dadeville, that surprised me. That score 49-7 over Randolph County. Randolph County, I think this is their first or second loss.
They've been playing that well this year.
Yeah, just riding right along. Outer 41-0. Geraldine 49-27 over Glencoe. Coach Martin. I think this may be getting toward the end of the year for them. And you know what? It's his first year over there, and he's going to do a good job. So look for good things to come out of Glencoe and Coach Blanchard also there. Young Blanchard.
Yes. Yeah.
Hanley 49-14 over Munford. No surprise there. Hoover, big surprise, 4-9-0.
Low scoring. And that's some powerful.
Dude, we're
offense.
talking about, I'd like to be at that game. Jacksonville with a big win. Seen Coach on the FNN Network, Jim Jacobs. You can check them out on, I think, Tuesday nights. They do a live show on YouTube. You can check out FNN. Jacksonville 48, White Plains 14. Good win for Jacksonville. They're going to really rock in that South region. It's big time. Now some small ball. Maplesville, Lynn, and Laverne. Remember those names. They all won this week.
All three good. Lynn, very good.
Ohatchee, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Did they make it?
Yeah, they beat the right teams at the right time, guys. 41-28 over Plainview. And here's my pick here, Reeltown. They're going to have to beat 5. They beat Highland Home 8-7, and Highland Home has got some
I think
jack dudes, man.
that's two of the better teams in the South.
Yes, absolutely.
Highland Home.
That's the slobber knocker. And Piedmont 28-7 over Hoax Bluff. Coach Sexton. They'll be getting kind of finished up for the season there, and the the biggest surprise of the weekend, it was the helicopter game that we want to build a helicopter to.
Mm-hmm. We couldn't. Where was our helicopter guy?
It's getting worked on. Somebody's got it over at the plant.
Tim Grace.
Yeah, Tim's using it to put in the air unit on the
He
building.
could probably do it.
45-23, Montgomery Catholic beats Andalusia. Andalusia returned a storm of people and have been undefeated and just romping people until they meet the Fighting Knights of the Catholics.
I think they're just unreal.
Starkey was there live.
What did he say?
It was Montgomery's ball game. I mean, it's just, they're just, so 4A, and guys, this is 4A, so I'm not trying to, everybody go play you football, 4A, North, Center, go win every one of them, and go play Montgomery Catholic.
But it's going to be a tall order.
Center is a good round team, great special teams, solid on defense. Mm-hmm. Offense, they can score and run with the best of them, but you can't miss nothing. If you write out the word RICE, rice, and you don't dot that I, if you don't dot that I when you play Montgomery Catholic, you're beat.
Oh no, I know.
You're
beat
right
there, man.
You're beat.
He explained to us about Randolph County.
Randolph County was the worst undefeated
team
in the state. Okay, I don't know.
I guess you can go undefeated and not be good. I mean, really.
Well, it depends on who you play.
Sarcastic.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the record, and he'd go to watch him and play. And I don't know.
You got to compare. See.
So 4A, look out, Montgomery Catholic, and 3A, look out, Real Town is the real deal. They're rolling, reaming, rocking right along, and we'll get into some bracket stuff. But before we talk about brackets, guys, there's a lot of tiebreakers, and there's some teams tied up. So if you're confused about what to do, this is the part of the show that you want to pay attention. So I'll give you about 10 seconds here. Get you a pen and a notebook, and listen to Uncle Todd.
Now,
this is how it is.
This is how it is, guys. Before I say this is according to the HSAA tiebreakers. All right, CB, Gainesville fans, I don't think we have any Decatur fans watching. All right, and I hate to put it like this, but Gainesville is out according to the tiebreaker rules. They don't have any wins out of region, okay? Decatur and CB both have 2 wins out of the region with their opponents winning a total of, no, Cedar Bluff has 1 against Winterboro. All right, Decatur Heritage has 2 against Section and Carbon Hill, who both have 1 win. So they're tied at 2-2 on wins. So if CB wins, according to what we got here, they are automatically in, because if they beat Donahoe, Donahoe's got 4 wins.
Yes.
That'll put Cedar Bluff at 6. Okay, 6 total wins among their non-region opponents.
Though they have to win Friday.
They have to win.
If they don't beat Donahoe, then Decatur will be in number 4 spot, and Decatur will be going to Meek.
It actually does not matter what Decatur does. If Cedar Bluff does not win. It don't matter. If Decatur wins and Cedar Bluff wins, Cedar Bluff still goes. If
they
Decatur
both lose,
Decatur still goes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then they're tied at 2. Their opponents that they've beaten have 2 wins combined. And then it goes to head, and Decatur beats Cedar Bluff head to head.
See, if they would have beat Decatur. See, Gainesville beating Decatur is what caused all this storm.
It is. It is. And now I know you're sitting there going, well, why is Gainesville? They beat Decatur. Well, Gainesville's non-reaching games, they didn't win them.
Yeah.
Okay, which they played West End. If they could won West End, they'd probably be going to the playoffs, because West End's won 6 or 7 ball games.
They could use those wins as part of it. You see what we're saying?
And then they lost to Victory Christian 19-16 right at the end. That was 4 or 5.
Yeah, that could have been 4 more wins.
And they played TCC, but TCC will not give them enough.
And they may
quality
forfeit
wins. Well, they forfeited last week.
I've heard they may forfeit, that they may have some players not playing.
Okay.
Possibly. That's just, we don't know.
So if we just want to break it down, the brass tacks, CB's got to win. That's it.
Yeah. Period.
That's
Tigers just go win, and you
no pressure on them, but that's the scenario.
No pressure, and you'll probably, maybe without you starting quarterback, go beat a team on the road, and then you get to travel to Meek, about a 2-hour drive northwest of here. It's about 30 minutes west of Hanceville, Wallace State, and I just know that area because Marcus goes to school up there. So Meek is over here.
I've said that 100 times on this show.
Well, we used to play them. I remember being in school.
My last game, we lost by 1 point.
And y'all played them. I remember being young, and y'all played. I remember seeing them on the, we would get the banners hang on our shirts, and your mom would have them, and
28, 27. Their running back and quarterback were brothers.
Great.
Twins.
Yeah, I remember hearing chatters of I was like, 7th, 8th. Well, you was a senior, so I was probably what? 6th, 7th. Yeah. Like my first year in junior high. So we would hear about what y'all were doing. Probably from Bullen or something, or Mr. Myrick. And
I gotta say this. I think they're kidding, but they're giving us a hard time because we don't say anything about cheerleading, volleyball, and golf.
Well, yeah.
And we've said something about all
and we just talked about all 3 of them. Yeah, and then if anybody wants to volunteer their time, as I do, to go do pictures or do reports, I'm more than welcome to share any information.
I think they're kidding.
Yeah, if you want to add to the team and be part of the Matt and Todd Show experience, and you do that section of it and give your time to do it, I'm all for it.
But obviously he showed that he's not watching.
Yeah, obviously you're not, because we just talked about all 3 of them.
That's what I said to him.
But if anybody out there would love to help, we'll be glad.
Yeah,
and we are ad members. But we're full time. I'm neck deep in football and college football, and all that kind of stuff. So bracket wise, now that that's been broke down, this is for 1A. Cedar Bluff people, pay attention. If you win Friday, you're going to travel to Meek. Pickens County will host Wadley. Valley Head will host Bear Creek. Raglan Purple Devils will host Marion County. Spring Garden will host South Lamar, and Coosa Christian will host Hackleburg. Now that's these top brackets was with Raglan and Marion County as part of that and those regions, and Spring Garden, South Lamar, and Coosa at Hackleburg, and then Lynn at Donahoe and Addison at Appalachian. Those last 8 games are in the other bracket. So, for example, if we like Spring Garden to beat South Lamar and Coosa to beat Hackleburg, Spring Garden will host Coosa Christian second round. And the winner of that game then would host, we would assume, Lynn or Addison. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins Lynn or Addison will play the winner of. I'm not going to go all the way down to say. I'll tell you who's going to be in state. Right. It's just a mere guess. I can guess. We can talk second round or third maybe.
Yeah.
I think we agree Spring Garden and Coosa will meet the winner of Lynn and Addison.
Yes. Yes, I would. That would be in the third round.
Yeah. And then if Spring Garden beats Coosa, and at the Lynn, they could be in the third round there to go play. Mm-hmm. That'd be a good game.
Yeah, it would.
And we look
either way.
We look for Spring Garden to make a good run at it. Why? No shot at nobody. Experience.
Yeah.
This staff has coached in many semi and quarterfinal football games, and the kids, the freshmen that are seniors this year, have played in a lot of football games.
I think they've played 13 or 14 in the last 4 years. Maybe 16.
That's a lot, guys.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now,
it's just another game.
Yes, it is. I mean, they're out there playing in Thanksgiving. Look, playing football at Thanksgiving at Spring Garden as of the last 5 years
or
so.
Turkey in 9 years.
No. They're at practice. They're like 5. 2 years ago in Spring Garden, Thanksgiving morning, I was with Starkey at 5. Mm-hmm. They were getting ready to play Piedmont. We just went up there to take a look and see them at practice. 4A, now we'll talk about Cherokee County. Price was at Central Florence. Haleyville will host Aniana. Deshler, really good football team. Keep your eye out for them. Wow. They host Madison County. Etowah host Northside. Cherokee County will host Corner. And Cherokee County starts the other part of the bottom. So Cherokee County and Corner, and we'll play West Morgan will host Westminster Christian. Dora hosts Good Hope. Randolph hosts Rogers. Now, in the bottom here, we would assume center beats corner and West Morgan plays. So we would assume second round Cherokee County hosts West Morgan, and I really like Dora. Mm-hmm. I think Dora beats Good Hope and Randolph beats Rogers. Dora plays Randolph second round. Cherokee County plays West Morgan. Deshler, I think, plays Etowah in second round. Ooh. And Priceville will play Haleyville or Aniana. Aniana may beat Haleyville.
They could, yes.
Yes.
I know a few years ago, Hoax Bluff was the number 4. Now, I know this ain't the same Haleyville group, but they had to go over to Haleyville and play the number 1 team, Haleyville. They beat them. So I don't know if that's – I know that was a few years ago, but I just don't know how good they are over there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, they're 5-2. Central Florence is 7-4. I mean, It's not a foregone conclusion to say that Priceville beats Central Florence,
would
but
think
Priceville's 8-1.
Yeah, Priceville's very good.
Okay, so we assume Priceville wins, and so we like Priceville to play. I think Aniana beating Hodyville. That don't mean crap to nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too.
And then Deschler to play Etowah. So the winner of Deschler and Etowah, listen to this, if you're Etowah, you play Deschler. If you get through that,
I don't want to fool with Deschler.
then you got to play Aniana again for Etowah, or play Priceville.
Now, who's center going to get if they advance? You don't want. I don't know. That's tough.
Cherokee County will play West Morgan second round.
I don't know much about West Morgan.
Dora has good hope. Dora's going to roll through this, I think. If anybody on here from Randolph or Rogers, I'll be glad to take your comments and tell us about how great your team is.
I know
I will listen.
It's pretty good.
I will listen. And Rogers. So I'm going to roll with Dora winning out. They'll meet. I'm going to say Cherokee County goes to a third round to play Dora. And if Cherokee County beats Dora, they get the winner of Deschler and Priceville. That's saying that Deschler beats Etowah.
Right. Which, I mean, let's just be a realist here.
So,
I think Deschler would be favored over Etowah.
Yes. So Etowah and Cherokee County could meet up again.
In the fourth, right?
Yes. It's possible.
But for all intents and purposes, they've got kind of a setup of Deschler and possibly Dora.
Yes.
As far
So beating one is not going like, whew, boy,
that usually don't work out like that.
It's not like regular season, guys, and most of you people watching know that. Whew, boy, we got through that week. Oh man, we got a home game. We got a pretty good, easy team this week. No, it gets worse.
Yeah. So Etowah's got to get through.
It gets worse
Priceville
and worse,
or Deschler, then Aniana,
and worse,
yeah.
And then
center.
If they pull off, Cherokee County does what John Holder said they do. Here's what's happening on the other side. And I share the 4A South a little more because we're more familiar with the 4A South because Center was in 4A South for so long.
Right.
Anniston is hosting Hale County. Win. Orange Beach hosts BT Washington. Orange Beach. And Powerhouse Sports, Andrew, this is his area. Andrew, I watched one of their shows on there, and he says Northside's pretty good. And American Christian, they always got a good team. They're hosting Munford, and Andalusia hosts Jackson. Let's see here.
Bun said Northside was very good.
Okay, I'll take his word for it. That's what I'm saying. Anybody want to share Orange Beach and Munford, Andalusia. Andalusia hosts Jackson. Montgomery Catholic has Bayside Academy. That's not going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, but I think
first round.
All right. Yeah.
Say we'll say Montgomery moves on. Bibb County hosts Jacksonville. Your Jacksonville Golden Eagles will travel to Bibb County.
I think Bibb's usually pretty good. Jacksonville's good this year.
They are.
It might be a good game.
T.R. Miller hosts Montgomery Academy, and Hanley will host West Blockton.
I'd say Hanley advances.
Well, yeah, we would like Anniston and... Dude, Anniston and Jacksonville.
We got a new fan, Erica Moore.
Yes, I'm glad she's on here. Yeah, I'll give her a shirt and try to. She's Cedar Bluff Tiger through and through. I mean, there's nobody that pumps red and white like her. When you hear the hollering, "Let's go defense" or "Let's go get it, Bucky," it's Erica. She cheers for them boys, and she always has. So yes, we like. Cherokee County, if they make it down third, fourth round, it's going to be Deschler or Dora is going to be their time to play. Now, Piedmont, on the other hand, all right, in that top part of the bracket, we'll move on from this pretty quick, get in college. Mars Hill hosts Veniment. Winfield hosts Geraldine. Madison County hosts Phillip Campbell. Sylvania hosts Fayette County. That's in that top part. Now, I guess Mars Hill's going to move on pretty good.
Think so. Yes.
I think Mars Hill will probably meet Madison Academy in the third round. That's when we'll get interesting. Third round's tough.
No, yeah.
People that ain't been in the playoffs, guys, third round is tough.
I don't know if the third round's ever been easy.
Now, on the bottom part.
Sometimes it's harder than the semis.
Yeah.
I know it was that year, Cedar Bluff. I thought their third round game was a lot tougher than their fourth round. Their fourth round game wasn't
when they played Wadley the fourth?
They played Wadley in the third.
Oh, was that third?
Then played Decatur Heritage in the fourth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I thought Wadley was better than Decatur.
Yeah, they was. That was a tough game. Now, the bottom part, Dean, Piedmont's going to play Oakland. Mm-hmm. J.B. Pennington hosts Colbert County. Gordo hosts Ohatchee.
Gordo's good.
Yep, and Lauderdale County hosts Susan Moore. Supposedly right now, Susan Moore may be in or out, as well as Venomant may be. We're not sure. We got to wait till Friday. Bottom part of the bracket, we like Piedmont to go in and play J.B. Pennington. Me.
Yeah, that will be an interesting
J.B.
game.
Pennington or Cobar County.
Yeah, 9-1. I think Piedmont may advance through that.
Yep. Now they'll run into a full-fledged football team, J.B. Pennington. If they can beat J.B. Pennington second round, they'll
Who
get.
Would they play more than likely?
I think Gordo moves to second and Lauderdale County moves to second. So if
Gordo.
they can beat J.B. Pennington, guess who you got third round?
Probably Gordo.
Gordo.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy.
No. Oh, my Lord.
Not going to be easy.
That's sheesh.
But Steve's big time in big games.
Yes, absolutely. And Jack is not shy to play in a big game.
Big time in
And last but not least, I don't mean to be mean to nobody. 2A. Let's just go look at the South. Because in the North, I'm not being arrogant, and Coach Benefield would hate me doing that because he don't like that.
No,
he wants them to stay complacent and level-headed. 5 wins for 2A North. They will run into B.B. Comer, Lynette play first round. Good game. Chickasaw may be in to play host Whitesburg. Reeltown and Thornsby. We did meet Thornsby at the Jamboree at Coosa Christian. Go back watch that on our YouTube channel. The Jamboree this summer. Super nice coach. Tough, gritty group, wasn't they?
Yeah. Thor's.
Yes.
They were down at Coosa Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
C.W. Long hosts J.U. Blackshire. Arrington hosts St. Luke's. And Highland Home hosts Isabella. Clark County hosts Cottonwood. And Venomant hosts Laverne.
Arrington's good. Very good.
Okay, so Arrington.
Highland Home, Arrington, Reeltown. They're all good.
Okay, so all those teams you mentioned there, I like Reeltown or Laverne's 3-3 this year, but I don't know how tough that region is. You know,
yeah, Laverne's usually got a good.
They
team.
always are. They've given Fife trouble.
As far as record wise,
wasn't they the one that beat Fife that year? The first time Paul went. Yeah, had the receiver, the big tall kid.
I thought that Fife beat them.
Who was that they lost to that first year?
They lost to Elba.
It was Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But them and Laverne was a very good game. Winning like 20-10.
Yeah. Lynette.
Yeah. And the bunch had 400 yards against Fife.
Guys, B.B. Comer. B.B. Comer's got Lynette first round. Lynette's not a joke.
No.
They are 3-4, I know, but
they
those regions are tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of like Fife to probably play one of the teams you mentioned. I like Reeltown probably slide in there and playing with them. So, with that being said,
I just don't think Fife.
Who's going to be
I'm going to pencil them in at least to the fourth round. And we'll see who they're playing in the fourth. And they may get it in the fourth, but not before the fourth. I don't think.
We'll just be kind here. Cleveland hosts Winston County. Tuscaloosa Academy play Locust Fort. Lexington host North Sand. Southeastern hosts Lamar County. Pisgah, I think. Now I did look at this earlier. I like Pisgah to meet back up with Fife, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, Pisgah can beat Hatton. If they beat them, they get Southeastern the second round. I don't think that's going to be a gimme game.
No.
Southeastern's improved so much.
Pisgah and Southeastern will be a good game.
And then Aliceville, which we seen them last year at Spring Garden, they got West End, and then Falkville.
I think Aliceville wins that.
Our Collinsville Panthers. Coach Ernie Bunch will be going to Falkville. So we got to mention him and Teddy. They do a good job over there. And they got a young team. Look at them in the playoffs, Dean.
Right.
What's this team going to be in 2 years?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, they're 7-3 right there sitting. Look at
Keaton
Collinsville.
DeBoard, Mason McAdoo, all young.
4 years more to play. They got 4 more seasons. I'm going to go with Collinsville. I think if they get past round 1, they may run into a team to play Aliceville.
I think Aliceville will advance.
But Pisgah?
But I do think Collinsville could win that first round.
Pisgah, Southeastern. Pisgah may beat Southeastern.
Possibly, yeah.
Now Pisgah runs into Collinsville.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a tough one. And the winner of that game is going to get Fife. So who up here in this part can knock Fife off before Fife gets over here? Who's got a chance to?
Does Aliceville have a lot of guys back?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Aliceville.
They would see Fife wouldn't meet Aliceville till
the fourth round.
Yeah, late. So who can get them over here?
Let's see who we got.
Who can get them up here in this?
Okay, Cleveland can't, Red Bay can't, Locust Fort can't, North St. Nobody.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Well, I know. And Red Bay is always in the playoffs. We played them, Marcus. We had to go up there and play them one year at Red Bay. It's on the Mississippi line. You can nearly throw a baseball in. and get the line.
Well, now Aliceville, you
They're good too.
watched them play last year against Spring Garden.
They're good.
They're good.
They
They probably
scored
got a lot of
35.
guys back.
They do because he goes. I remember.
I can't pencil Fife definitely over them, but I can pencil them in too until that time.
To beat Fife is just, I don't know. If I had the answer, I guess I'd be a millionaire.
I
don't know.
Finding gold. Huh?
Yeah, because I mean, what they do? Well, they just run the ball.
Yeah, well, you
It's
gotta
their
stop it.
it's their scheme, and it's how they run the
It's
ball.
their linemen. Huh?
And their line is one of the best in the country, and they're coached
Yeah.
well. They're disciplined. They show up to practice every day. They never complain. No parents are hanging on the fence screaming, "You idiot! Why ain't you doing my son?" That don't go on up there. They're winners.
I don't even know if the parents know what goes on up there.
Oh, they do. Yeah,
I mean,
they're-
I'm just-
yeah, no, they're there. They're around.
Oh,
But when Paul says go home and light 2 candles on top of the house at 12 o'clock, you light 2 candles on top of the house. I'm just making a stupid example to say parents and kids are sold out to what Coach Benefield wants to do. It's a program. It's a dynasty. It's the same way at Piedmont. That's how it is at winning schools.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's griping and jib-jabbing. They believe. They get behind him. Right from the beginning, they got behind him. He struggled for a while. Paul didn't go in there and win those first years.
No.
And he'll be the first one to tell you that. He's a very humble guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's very humble. He don't like getting the praise. He likes the kids.
Right.
You brag on them, don't brag on me.
Right.
But yeah. So that's kind of playoff bracketology. Mark, what's up? Where have you been, Mark? Why ain't you?
We've been on for an hour.
Mark, I'm just disappointed in you. Now you didn't. You showed up hour late. I hope maybe he's been on here. We hope Miss Ann's doing great, and it's great for her to be at the game the other night. Fantastic. We're glad she is doing well, and the kids I know are all glad to see her doing good too. So.
You always know when people text you during the show that they're not watching you.
No, yeah. Hey, why don't you do this on there? Talk about catfishing. Okay. Do you ever watch the show? Well, no, I don't know. We'll talk about cheerleading. Well, we did. Golf. We do every week. Golf. We usually bring Jesse in or some of the kids.
Well, we mention them.
Scott and them's boys that play.
Yeah, Scott Miller Farrell. Yeah.
Yep. We bring them up every week. And, and we got people that want to help cover volleyball next year. Come on board, and we'll get you a shirt.
Yeah, I didn't
we'll,
get a lot.
we'll try to get you into to some games and take pictures and do that kind of stuff.
And congrats to the cheerleaders and Ace Ashley.
Ace, player of the week. Dean, we're about 50 minutes in. I knew that bracket stuff would get a little long.
No, that's fine. People like hearing that.
Well, that's what people want to know about. So, let's don't waste more time. We'll take a little break and we're just gonna change our notes and we'll be right back.
All right.
And we'll do college. Everybody loves college football, guys. Alabama, was that really a rebound? That's a question. Come back and answer later. And William Bryce Stadium was rocking and rolling. And for that win for Beamer, I don't care if Jimbo's not a good coach. It is.
Yeah.
And
Big win.
it's a big win. So let's go over here and let me hit this button right there. I still need a Matt and Todd show shirt, orange and white preferably. I'll get you one on the
Logan,
way.
we don't have those, you know. That.
I'll get him one, man.
We got to get him a crimson and white.
I'll get him
But it'll
one.
say Tennessee on it. Logan. We can get Tennessee put on it. It's just got to be
Yeah, be red and
crimson
white. I'll get him one. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Hang on. right, Dean. Looks like we about to hit it again right here. Guys, welcome back to the Matt and Todd Show. We're so glad to have you guys on with us this week. What a great week we've had. We can't go any further without always thanking our sponsors, because without them, there is no us. What's going on, everybody? Remember, if you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button. Go down in the comment section if you don't, and tell us what you don't like. If you don't like what we don't do, if you could be any help to helping us do something that we can do better, you're more than welcome to come on and be part of the show and work for free like we do, pretty much. So we appreciate everybody for hanging there with us. We've had a good season. Regular season is coming to an end. And Mark said he'd been tied up, so it's good to have Mark on. We
Mark
always
Welsh.
enjoy having him on. Thank you to our sponsors, CNC Equipment Rentals, Mobley Concrete and Construction, Cherokee Eye Clinic, Corey Culbertson Law Firm, Scott Lloyd, and Warrior Gym, of course. So, guys, let's just jump right in here, and let's just see what we got going on. College, Dean, tell us, has Alabama really bounced back? Was that a bounce back game? Did they look like they bounced back to you? Was that a bounce, or was that just a small dribble?
Well, I think it was a bounce back for the defense. But offensively, we gained 268 yards less. They did. I'm going to quit saying we, because we don't pull for anybody.
We just try to be and it's hard to, I'm sorry, but we have to remind people, we're analysts. We have a show. Now, we do
let's pull for Alabama.
A little more for them, but we're for Georgia or Auburn. We want the conference to do well. But guys, when we we critique these things, we're not doing it as fans who just watch Alabama play on Saturdays and then turn the TV off and go back outside and grill and finish hanging out with their buddies, or don't watch the game and just talk with their friends in the living room and don't even watch the game and then act like they know more about it than everybody else. This is what we're supposed to do, break it down and critique it. So we're going to critique Alabama. I'm never going to come in here and say, that's the best football team I have ever seen in my life. There's nobody beating them. That's just ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to critique.
Well, the defense took a lot of, 30 for 60. Rogers was 30 for 60. Averaged 7.7 yards of completion. That's nothing. They only rushed for 62 yards. That's great. Helms, Toa, 13 tackles apiece. Great game. Kool-Aid broke up 4 passes. Anderson had 2 tackles behind the line. But, man, the offense had 301 yards, season low, and only rushed for 40. Now, they didn't run the ball a whole lot.
Coach Bunn says that it was not a bounce back. It's a dribble, like I was thinking, because the scheme helped the defense. Because of the scheme that Mississippi State plays. They throw these little short situations.
And they didn't have no trouble with it.
Eli Wright is back. He's got to play Rickett.
Yeah, Rick's from.
He's got to play. He is from Florida. Played at IMG. He's from California, and played at
LSU.
He played at Maitre D. Did you know that?
Oh, did he?
He did.
Wow.
Played at Maitre D. Went his senior year to IMG. Guys, this guy was a 5-star corner. Went to LSU and got hurt. This summer he did get caught on a dime bag in May, and got a little trouble for a dime bag. And Saban got in trouble with them, and he had to do police trouble, whatever he had going on. So he's been in a little trouble. He had been injured, but he's really, really back, and he's learning the playbook. And from what I understand,
he's going to be a force at corner.
Yes, this is his kind of breakout game, sort of. This is a way for him to break through. And I don't think it is a bounce back. If this is the best Bama's going to do, look for them to go out early.
Well, I was surprised by the 301 yards of offense. That kind of shocked me. I mean, that's the lowest I've ever heard of them getting, really.
That's usually halftime yards.
Yeah, 301. But 40 yards rushing.
No, it's not good.
But of course, Mississippi State, I wasn't worried about this game. All week, boy, we better watch him. I said, I'm not worried about them. Their scheme, Alabama's not going to have any trouble with their scheme, with what they do.
But they rush 3 and drop 8 all night.
Right.
So, in defense for Bryce, and Bun knows this, he's coached and you've coached, y'all, you understand what I'm saying? That's hard to throw against.
Exactly.
There's nowhere to throw the ball. There's 8 guys down the field covering about 6 guys.
Right.
Or 5, or, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah. He still threw for 249 yards. I'm talking about Young. But 30 for 60, Rogers. Defense did good. No interceptions, but still, I mean.
Yeah, they had one, didn't they?
They said they didn't have any. He said he didn't throw none.
Rogers didn't? Pretty sure he had one. Almost had 2, but it was considered a drop. But anyway,
30 for 60.
The fourth quarter for me, well, let me say this first, starting my throat. The first quarter, we cannot start a game, I have noticed. Ladies and gentlemen, please share your thoughts. I have not yet to see this year Bama get the ball, start the game, and get a first down. It's 3 and out every time.
It takes them a minute to get going.
That's not going to work in the playoffs. 2, I mean, they're ahead in the game, but they can never really get anything going. It just never felt. I wasn't satisfied with as a watcher of a football game. I don't feel like Alabama. And you see the score, and for your average passerby, the fan that just watches Alabama on Saturday and gives you the middle finger, if you critique them to say that, well, they won the game, by God, you're right, they did. Thanks for noticing. Glad you paid attention there. Did you make all A's in color in kindergarten? I guess you did, being that intelligent. But for the non-just passerby, or people that really watch the games and critique what's going on, it's just not a dominating. They're just not dominant. Nobody's scared to play Alabama anymore. People smell blood in the water. The coordinators are not efficient at their job, and I think that Saban's been hands off for a while because he's trusted his coaches to do a good job. And let's just be honest, he's not a spring chicken.
No, he's not. Not anymore. I mean, he's 71.
Yeah, so
or 70.
I think he'll be 71 in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
But the fourth quarter, did you notice how Bryce played?
I had actually turned. I didn't pay much attention to it.
See, I watched it really even more closely. Me and Marcus left right about game time, and we was headed down to see Street Outlaws, and Sean and the guys down at Steele, and the line was backed up down the side of the road, and it was going to be probably
backed up to Montgomery.
About 2 hours to get in, and we got there at 5 or 6, and they'd be done at 11. So if we got in at 7 or 8, we're going to pay $70 to watch them race for 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's not worth it. So we just couldn't do that. So we went on down Trussville, went to Milo's, grabbed a burger and some tea, and had a good time. Enjoyed time spending time with my son. It's good. He's a great young man. I'm very proud of what he's done and where he's headed in life. Now, with that being said, when I come home, I get to watch most of the third, and I watched all the fourth. Bryce Young running circles. He looked like old Sunshine up there at North Sand Mountain.
Really? Yeah.
He just constantly rolled us out. I don't want to hear nobody complain at the lineman for holding. They got away with so many holding calls last night. Bama.
Did they?
Yeah, because Bryce is holding the ball for 7-8 seconds. Listen what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like,
they're not.
What are you doing? Throw the ball. Run it. Run the ball. There's only 3 guys rushing. Run the ball.
Right.
Get down the field. You know how many times we had to punt? Because he wouldn't throw the ball several times.
Oh, they had to punt several. Yeah.
I mean, in the fourth quarters. In the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so that tells me that O'Brien is either stupid or blind, but he can't be stupid. He's
no, he's not.
He's been a professional football coach.
Yeah, for the New England Patriots.
It seemed like for the Texans, it seems like he was trying to score more, and we were up, 3 touchdowns at the time then.
They seemed flat in the second half.
I don't understand what's going on. I'm just so discombobulated. The defense stood up, and they can play those little crappy little bubble schemes.
Yeah, they can destroy that
and hit the guys. He's coming across the little short routes, and they did a good job on that. But they're not able to stretch the field on guys that can run like Hyatt. They're not. They're just not. They can't. Helms just can't cover him. I mean, a lot of people can't.
Right,
But
yeah,
Pittsburgh
yesterday.
Pittsburgh played them as good as Alabama.
Yes.
What's wrong with that? Does that sound bad, guys? Pittsburgh played Tennessee about as good as Alabama did.
No, they did. They played them great.
About Florida?
Nearly beat them.
Florida's crap. They're no good.
33. No, they're not a great team this year.
They are 15. They're not good. Georgia's going to beat them by 30 Friday and Saturday at Jacksonville. I'm just not happy.
They beat them bad.
Yeah. I think they're going. It's that time of year. Kirby knows he's the best coach. He's one of the better coaches in the country. Obviously, he was better than what people thought when we lost him at Bama. A piece of Alabama left when Kirby left.
Right.
You can tell.
Yeah.
So I'll move on from that and quit riding the same bus and just throttling my foot down on the throat of coordinators or players.
Yeah.
But that's what we're supposed to do. I'm supposed to critique, and I don't like how they.
You didn't like the offense.
I don't like how they played the game. No, he's trying to just score and throw the ball all the time. Well, man, he had to throw it because he couldn't run it. That's a problem, man. Fix it.
Yeah.
Come on, line coach. Dude, dang. Come on. You're Alabama. You're supposed to be feared by the nations. You're not anymore. It's not. Reggie Ragland throwed a fit last week on a podcast and said that we're the monsters. We're the monsters that live in your closet you're supposed to be scared of. We roll our helmets on the field. We're supposed to be a 2-touchdown favorite. Nobody's scared of you no more.
Well, they ran 64 plays, 40 passes, and 24 runs called. 40 passes.
Well, hats off to Mississippi State's defensive line. How about that?
Well, they didn't.
Nobody.
I mean, Mississippi State played good on defense.
Now, let's just remember, Alabama is way down the list on defensive stops, passing the ball wise. And they're last in the nation in penalties. Now, what do you think about how the penalties cleaned up Saturday? Do you think it's just because
what was the penalties?
I think they had 3.
3 for 20.
So did the penalties, was that cleaned up because the players started paying more attention, or is it?
I'm sure they had a rough week because of it.
Was it cleaned up because the Las Vegas gambling bookies that called the game at Tennessee paid off? This is what I was told. There's an investigation coming. 3 of the referees bet enough money to pay off their house to make sure that Tennessee had to win that game.
No, you heard that.
Yes, that's real deal. There'll be an investigation. They'll probably wait till the end of the season to do it because they don't want to embarrass the league, because it's just embarrassing. Because when I'm watching the Big 12, and I'm gonna get off this kick, they take care of their quarterback. Their quarterback got hit in the face with the crown of the helmet. You know what? You're gone. See you, buddy. Yeah. Last week, Tennessee, Bryce gets smashed in the face with a helmet.
And they did throw out a Mississippi player.
We didn't see none. Who was it that threw out?
I don't know who the guy was, but he hit it, targeted
was
head
it
to head.
First half?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't get to see.
But they had so much heat from last week, not throwing the guy out.
Well, Joey the Fish and crew shouldn't be coaching. They should be suspended for sure. They shouldn't. And the same thing happened in the Florida LSU game years ago. They suspended that crew.
Yes, Florida, Arkansas. They pretty much gave Florida the game. They actually, that they considered. They had a call for.
I can't hear you. Your hand on you.
Oh, sorry. They had a call for people for that decision to be reversed. But they said no, we'll never change the outcome. So basically, if you admit you cheated,
you
admit it, don't matter.
Tennessee wins. They got the game.
Yeah, Florida still won that game.
So, Alabama they don't look enthused to really be playing football. Bryce is like a genie out there. He's like I Dream a Genie. He just crosses his arms and blinks his eye or twitches his nose like Bewitched, and just the football just flies out of his hand like on a broomstick. He's great.
He is.
He's one of the best quarterbacks to play the game, to run around in circles.
Win the Heisman again.
No, C.J. Stroud is your leader in that.
Well, they said the ESPN gave the Middle of the Year award to Hooker.
No, you beat Alabama. That's why.
Yeah.
It's crap.
Had a good game yesterday. yesterday.
This crap. I don't like that. They did Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was another magician worker. Throw it, bounce off people's butts, and catch the ball.
Yeah, he was
that was big time.
pretty good.
And when you beat Alabama, it's like you win the Heisman. I think that's kind of silly. But from the opening kick, Dean, 105 yards. The stadium was electrified. The sandstorm music was playing as the lights moved around in cadence as a packed house at Williams-Brice Stadium.
No.
Beamer ball takes in full effect against the traveling Fishers, who went down up the coast on the side over there and could only score 3 touchdowns and a field goal against Beamer and company. And they drop an egg over there and lose 30-24. Rattler 12 for 25 for only 168. Lloyd had 18 carries for 92 yards, 286 total yards. A&M outgassed them, 400 total yards with 1 fumble. Had the ball control for 33 minutes. King 17 for 32, almost 200 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. A-Chain 20 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. So Matt, how are you telling me all these stats? But A&M lost.
Yes, they lost. What happened? I don't understand the stats either.
It was 17-0 quick. They scored, and then they blocked a.
Oh, there you go.
They blocked a punt and scored off of it, and it went 17-0 fast.
That's the difference in the ballgame.
Opening kickoff went for 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked the ball to South Carolina on touchdowns.
Oh, so they had 2 returns for touchdowns.
7-0. A&M gets the ball, stop them, 3 and out, punt, block, touchdown. 14-0.
So special teams won the game for South Carolina. I saw the stats, and I'm like, wow, they smoked them.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, they smoked them. But special teams, hey, that's part of the game. Is it not?
It's a very important part. In high school around here, guys, it's very important.
I mean, we kind of act like it's not. You know, well, the offense looked good, but the defense didn't. But, you know, special teams is a huge part.
Yeah.
And that was the difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, 3-5-3 is hard to adjust to. That's what I'm, you know, and you just play bubble ball because they're just bouncing the ball around 5, 8, 7, 10, 15 yards down the field, and they played these big zones, and they played these dimes or nickels, and you know, and it worked out in Alabama's favor. But they don't look Alabama fans and the rest. Yeah, you know, I don't. We're just Alabama looks like a regular good football team. Yeah, they won 24. You know.
Logan, this is Atlanta. This is Arizona hat. He said I was wearing the wrong hat to be unbiased.
Oh.
This is Arizona hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona State.
Now, what about did you do TCU or did I?
I did.
Duggan.
280 yards passing.
Teach me how to Dougie.
498 total yards. 38-28 win. They outgained Kansas State 498 to 394. Just big plays all night, interceptions. Duggan had a good game, 280 passing. Again, Martinez, Kansas State's quarterback, left early. And I don't know. I mean, it was just, I don't know. You pronounce it Dugan or Duggan, but he made the difference. But they also rushed for 218 yards, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know. I would disagree with Jalen Hyatt winning the Heisman. No, you don't. You can't gonna come on and splash one game and win because their year's fixing to get tough.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Hooker winning it.
Spring Garden is playing 5 next year. Whoa, what, Mark? Mark Welch just break news right here. Matt Todd show. Yeah. Spring Garden is gonna play 5. Howard and Paul's gonna hook up. Wow, what a game that'll be.
Yeah, TCU stays undefeated.
And this is 4 consecutive weeks of beating ranked opponents. This is a new record for them and all around the country. Nobody else is really taking on a whack through the weeds like this, man. They're just
they're moving up. They're going to be in the top 5 before long.
You know that midnight commercial that comes on, the Weed Whacker used to come on. Mm-hmm. TCU's weed whacking right now.
Oh, man,
they're smacking people.
This quarterback's fantastic.
4 consecutive weeks over ranked teams.
Fantastic.
I like it, man. I like it. We're going to do our top 10 here in just a minute. Matter of fact, Ohio State 54-10 over Iowa. Stroud 286, 4 touchdowns and a pick. He's the Heisman contender right now.
Him and Hooker, they 1-2.
Yes.
Depending on what happens the rest of the year.
Well, Hooker he played 1 game, guys. Okay, let's just be easy. You don't just beat Alabama. Well, I give him the Heisman. That's not really how it works. Tennessee over UT Martin, throttled 65-24 is how you're supposed to beat a bad team. Clemson.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
Guys,
I enjoyed it.
my my ideas and thoughts and premonitions from the summer have come true.
They did yesterday.
Club Check did play in the
did.
game. He only threw a couple of passes. They just had to run. But he brought a energy to the team that DJ obviously cannot.
Right.
Clemson won 27-21. They were down.
Shipley had a good game, man.
Yes, he was
Shipley
172
played great.
rushing. Negate 50 yards receiving. Allen 50 yards receiving. Clemson was at 450 total yards.
Wow. Yeah, Unga.
What?
How do you pronounce his name?
DJ Uyunglele.
Uyunglele, 13 for 21, 2 interceptions. And he had a fumble, too, that they run back 90 yards.
4 turnovers in the game for them. 300 yards total for Syracuse, 167 for Schrader passing. He run for 70. Gaddison had about 100 yards nearly receiving. They threw for 167 on Clemson, rushed for 124, but the check mark, the reason Clemson won this game is just the rushing, running the ball.
Yeah, 293. Wow.
That's
pretty
a winner.
Good, man.
He rushed them 300. And Syracuse come out pumped,
That's
man.
pretty good.
They wasn't scared to play Clemson.
No, they were not. At all.
DJU is not. He don't need to be. He needs to go play receiver or something.
Well, I think he'll still be their quarterback.
What Dabo said at the end of the game, he said he's our guy. So he's just going to keep playing him, and they'll keep fiddle farting around, and somebody's going to beat them. Because when you not play Syracuse, when you play some real teams out of your little cushy conference, he's not going to win you. DJU will not win them a national championship.
No, I don't think they're going to win it anyway. I never have.
No.
I did
what's your
Texas
other?
and Oklahoma State.
Man.
This was a fantastic game.
Quinn Ewers, man. Started great. He faded a little.
Yeah,
he may
bad
still
game.
be hurt a little bit. You know,
Guys,
I don't know.
His stats. Oh, and I mean, I think he's fantastic. But 19 of 49, guys, that is 39% completion percentage.
That's not good.
No, and he
Not
had
good
3
at all.
interceptions. But the star of the game was Spencer Sanders, 34 for 57, 391, 2 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson had 140 yards. He's good. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
He's great. Total yards, Texas 537, Oklahoma State 530. 41-34. I felt like Texas was going to win this game.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I did. And Ewers, boy, I just didn't. We thought he was playing great.
He's a baller. He's a big time football player.
I mean, but he did not have a good second half.
Sark
19 for 49 is bad.
will get him back right.
I'm going to go out on a limb. That's as bad a stats as I've saw. 19 for 49. How good is Oklahoma State on defense? Sanders, Heisman Trophy performance, 391, 2 touchdowns.
And we got
He's
him.
not going to win it.
He's in there. I've kept him in my top 10.
Yes, definitely.
Now
That's the only 3 I did, man. Texas, TCU, battle.
let's do this one first, and I'll go back to that last one because I got some other news about another team here, about a coach that I found on Twitter today, and I'd like to share this with you guys because we like college football. My player of the week went up 17-10, kicked the onside, got the ball, scored. They never looked back. The Ducks quacked all the way. Bo Nix, 22 for 28, 283, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks for Nix, 50 rushing, and they just poured it on the ground. I mean, they rushed for 283, passed for 262.
Wow.
What a great balance. Irvin caught the ball, run the ball, caught it for 60, run it for over 100. This guy's an athlete. Now, UCLA Thompson had his 27 for 39, 262 passing, and Carabot?
Used to play at Carbonet.
Yes.
Charbonnet.
151 rushing.
Oh, yeah, he's good. He used to play Michigan's running back.
And he had a touchdown. And Bobo had over 100 yards receiving for UCLA. UCLA is not a bad football
No,
team.
they're not. They're not
I
at
like
all.
this team, but, man, the
I don't think
Ducks,
they're back, though.
Dan Lanning, hot at the right time. The old Ducks coach takes the quack.
Yeah. Kelly's done a good job at it, UCLA, but I do not think they're ready yet. I don't think they're completely elite yet.
545 total yards for the Ducks. 448 total for the UCLA.
545. How much for UCLA?
448.
It's a lot of yards.
But
It's 1,000 yards.
They only passed for 186, which, I mean, it's not bad, but they did have a turnover. They held the ball. But here's the difference right here. This is what old Uncle Matt circled. Listen, guys, the Ducks were 3 for 3 on fourth down. That's big.
Probably where they won it.
That's big. 3 for 3 on fourth down. Franklin had 132 and 2 touchdowns. Man, get out of here. How you going to beat that?
It's hard to beat.
Good luck with that. Now, for breaking news. From sources and from Twitter, which I did share on our page. If you want to go to our Facebook page and click the link about Twitter, it don't say what it is. It just shows my account. But if you click on it and you have Twitter, it'll take you to Twitter and it'll tell you what this is about. There's a coach's plane, private jet, flew out of Mississippi and landed in Nebraska. It's a fact.
Who?
Well, LSU gets it done down on the bayou,
They sure do.
45-20. But last Sunday, Lane Kiffin's private jet landed in what the town was? It Franklin, Nebraska?
Omaha. No, Lincoln.
Lincoln, Nebraska. I know. Yeah, poor old.
Miami.
What's his name?
8 turnovers.
Coach Cristobal.
I did not know they had 8 turnovers.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring it up. I didn't want to hurt
Wow.
Coach Rice's feelings.
Oh,
He
yeah,
loves
I'd say
Miami.
so. Duke.
They're going to turn it around. I ain't worried about Miami. Cristobal will do a good job. Just a record, I don't care about hearing about college ball. It means a lot when I've got one playing. Yes, sir. We're always glad to have you on there, Mark. We love you, brother. And Luke, I did talk to him at the game over there.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. And they're traveling they're traveling away this week. But yes, but Kiffin's plane landing in Lincoln,
Wow.
Nebraska. What's that about? On a Sunday at 10 o'clock it left and arrived at 12.
Nebraska's not better than Ole Miss. It
Well-
may be a better job. I don't know. That don't make a lot of sense.
Well,
to
you
me.
do remember
this
him.
is why Lane is not liked.
Do you remember when he come on and got on the fans about not showing up to games, leaving early? He don't like. He just don't like that. He wants to go somewhere where he's Hollywood and he's celebrated as much as the players, and that's his style.
And he's not there.
And he's not there. Ole Miss is just not the. It's just not.
Well, they got drilled yesterday.
Guys, they don't listen. As long as you're in the SEC, you're gonna have to deal with one guy that's in charge. And there's a number 2 sheriff in town right now that's that won the title last year. Ole Miss is never gonna be Alabama.
No, probably not.
But here's the thing for me: who is?
Right. But they could beat them here in a couple of weeks.
Well, if they're not, looks like they're not focused. If you guys playing is leaving and going
and
to.
then that's kind of weird. He does that on Sunday, and they get beat 45-20 by LSU, who supposedly isn't that good, which I don't buy.
Well, your player of the week, Jaden, was 21 for 28 and 248 with 2 touchdowns. He rushed for 120.
Daniels, 369 yards.
The running back Williams from Houston, Texas, had 76. LSU lights it up, Dean. Check mark. 500 yards offense.
Wow.
248 rushing, 252 passing. What a perfect balance by Coach Kelly. Dart 19 for 34. Not good.
No,
That's as bad as
game.
That's as bad as the other dude. 284 yards and a pick. Watkins had a throw for 4. Junkins 111,
He's good.
2 touchdowns,
Good, just a
and
freshman
Heath had 145 for Ole Miss.
receiving.
404 total yards for the Fighting Kiffins. Kiffin did have a post on Twitter, and I'll be glad to show it to you after show. People, you can go on my Twitter page, Matt Todd Show. It's at Big Matt 1977, and just read them. I retweeted them and read. Kiffin put out a tweet Monday or Tuesday. Home is not where you are. And the day before, his plane left. Then he tweets that out. Y'all can go figure what you want to. And I'm just
Breaking
saying.
news here: Lane Kiffin may be going to Nebraska.
I'm just saying. And for the record, and most people don't know this, but I'm going to share it with you. And if you're a deep watcher of the show, love you too, Brother Mark. Good to see you. And we are so glad Miss Ann's doing good. Mark may know this. Lane and his dad, they're from Nebraska. You know, Lane was born.
No, I did not know that.
Lane was born in Lincoln because Monty was coaching there.
Really?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Now, all
know
that big boy defense they played back in the day, well, you know who the coach was. The head coach.
Tom Osborne.
Osborne. Yeah. Well, guess who his number 2 guy was? Go on that list and look who's number 2 and a little right under him. Monty Kiffin.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's why they're so successful. They had 2 of the greatest offensive defensive coaches ever.
Yeah.
Monty Kiffin invented the Tampa 2. It's actually his scheme. He invented it. What's going on there, Big Teddy? Good luck this week.
Yeah, he did invent the Tampa 2.
Yes, he did. We was just talking about you guys, Teddy, and they got.
Who they got this week?
Let's see. They will have a playoff against Hackleburg, or who was it? Yes, I'm right. Hackleburg. Yeah.
Hackleburg.
Yes, Hackleburg. Now, Markston played Hubbardville. That's who they played his last game.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Hackleburg they played, but anyway. So you heard it here first. The Kiffin family is from Lincoln, Nebraska. His daddy coached there.
Right.
Lane was born there. This has been set to happen since the day Lane was born, to come back to Nebraska, Manny, and revive the Cornhuskers.
I guarantee you Manny don't want him.
No, a lot of people probably don't want him.
He's not well liked. I'm not knocking Manny. I'm just going to say that most Nebraska fans don't want him. But I think he's a good one. I don't know what's going on there with him not wanting to stay at Ole Miss.
Fans don't want to be there. They're just not. He don't like it. He wants them to be at the stadium. They don't sell games out. He wants to be like Alabama, where they're rocking and rolling. And, dude, South Carolina was rolling Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big win for them over A&M. Big win. I was not expecting it. That just tells me the odds makers know what they're doing. I'm sitting there and the spread for that game was 3, and I'm like, why is the spread for this game only 3?
I thought A&M would win it big.
Well, yeah, I'm sure everybody did, didn't they?
Well, let's find out, Dean, because last week, Texas and Oklahoma State.
What we pick?
I had Texas. You had Okie State.
I got lucky because that went down to the wire. That could have gone either way.
I had LSU. You had Ole Miss.
1-1.
We both had Bama.
2-1.
We both had Clemson.
3-1.
I had UCLA. You had Oregon.
Okay.
Kansas State. We had TCU. And these other teams were idle. And then we talked about Georgia and Florida playing the cocktail party. So
both went 4-1. 4-2, 5-1, something like that.
yeah, and
Not
the none of these games really surprised. Some of these I picked like. I really thought UCLA would beat Oregon. Now I'll claim that one. Mm-hmm. I just did. I thought they were better.
Yeah, you felt like they would.
Bo Nix had the game of his life. Yeah. Honestly, the game of his life.
Oh, he did.
Besides
had several of them this year.
Besides that Iron Bowl game when he played this.
Played out of his mind.
Honestly, LSU, man, they're just getting better right now.
Oh, gosh, he's doing a good job.
Hey, let me tell you something before we get off here.
Y'all still not want Brian Kelly down there?
Let me tell you something. Alabama lost, LSU lost, Ole Miss now lost. Well, guess what we got going on in SEC West, fellas?
A 3-way tie.
Yeah, and guess who ain't played yet? Alabama ain't played in there one of them.
No.
So right now these games mean more than anything. So the month of November, it don't get no better.
Who's Alabama got this week?
They're off. Playing no idle.
Oh, God.
Nobody's beat them yet.
They're a loss. A loss.
Dean, thank you for rotating us right in here to next week's games. That's what we're going to do. Week 9 picks, Dean. We got Ohio State at Penn State, 11 o'clock on your Fox Nation Sports. Week 9, guys. It's tightening up. Ohio State at Penn State. I like Coach Franklin. Thought he did a great job at Vanderbilt.
He did.
Won Coach of the Year, I think, didn't he?
I'm sure. SEC, I'm sure.
I'm going to take.
He might have won National Coach of the Year.
I'm going to take the old Buckeyes on that.
I'm going to stick with the Buckeyes, too.
We like old stink eyes on that one. Gators in Jacksonville. Georgia will be considered the home team. 2:30 CBS. That's not Cedar Bluff School neither.
Yeah, it's at Cedar Bluff School.
That'd be great. Cocktail parties at Cedar Bluff.
Could you maybe worse than Liberty Day?
LD Bruce Field.
It probably might not be as bad as Liberty Day.
It may not be that bad. It'd be like trying to get in Fibbers on a half price Monday.
I'm going to stick with Georgia.
Yeah, I am too. I don't even think it's close. I'm gonna say Georgia. I'm even gonna put Big O here. They're Georgia's gonna make a run at this. They know right now it's coming November. They're fixing to do playoff rankings and the AP poll, which we'll share in just a minute when we do our top 10. Bama's still 6. Georgia's gonna have to run the score up to stay for people going. Georgia scored 52 on Dean, yo, fighting Wildcats. It's finally gonna happen.
I'm gonna pick Tennessee. I will say this: I would think it would be a better game for Kentucky if it was home, but they got to go down there and play. No way.
6 o'clock ESPN, guys. The second best sports nation because the best sports show is right here, Matt and Todd Show. Every Sunday night at 6 o'clock. You can find us on iHeartRadio, anywhere. Hit the thumbs up, guys. You like our videos and our content?
You gonna take Tennessee?
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna be.
I mean, I don't think it'll be a beatdown.
Levis is kind of reeling right now. I'm just not. I don't know.
I don't think it'll be 42-14. But.
2 teams that come off 2 bad losses will meet at Kyle Station. 6:30 SEC Network. The traveling Kiffins will be at the Fishers. Ole Miss. Jack. Dog, my partner over here.
No, this is not a person we're talking to.
That's Joey in the peanut section over here tearing up paper. Ole Miss at A&M, 6:30 SEC Network.
Man, I'm going to take A&M. That's just an even match to me.
It is.
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm serious. Look.
A&M will upset you in about 2 seconds.
I'm going A&M too.
All right.
Let me tell you why. Because that story I just told you.
Yeah, and
he's not
beat LSU bad.
And if he's not focused, because he's making trips to Lincoln, Nebraska,
he's not going to coach well. You can't serve 2 masters.
2 more games here, guys. Also at 6:30 on ABC, that'd be Michigan State at Michigan. Khaki pants.
I'm going to take Michigan.
Yeah,
I just don't think Michigan State's very good this year.
We got a split on one of them.
Yeah,
11 o'clock now. When you get up Saturday morning after you watch the replay of Matt and Todd Show to get caught up on all your college football news, and you turn it on game day about 9, and you got your gravy biscuit sitting there, and you go and watch your first game of the day. Woo, Pig Suey! It's going to be down at the Fighting Harsons of the War Eagle Tigers.
I got to take Arkansas. All right, man, we're going to have to flip to see who takes Ole Miss. Because we got to have one different.
The Auburn-Arkansas game is at Auburn, and it's at 11 on SEC Network. Start your day off, gravy, biscuit, and bacon, and then you can flip back and forth.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Ohio State and Penn State.
Mark me off on that. I want to take Auburn in the upset.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to take Auburn.
You never know, man. Who knows?
Hey, they played well against Ole Miss, and Arkansas's been kind of up and down. I do think Arkansas's a better team, but it's in Auburn, and Auburn plays well at home.
11 o'clock, see if Dean's right.
Except for that Penn State game. I know somebody's going to come on there and say that. Well, they didn't against Penn State. No, they did not against Penn State.
Mark said that he needs to stay at Ole Miss right now because Kiffin will not fit in Nebraska.
No.
He was born there, Mark. This is set from birth, Mark. This is supposed to be. He was born there.
I can't wait to tell Manny that. Lane Kiffin makes trip.
Yeah, I mean, you can go find it. And go on his Twitter page, guys, and
some stats,
you can read his stuff, and he requotes his stuff, and that's what he said. He shared a meme, and the little meme said, "Home's not where you're always at."
Wow,
Mark, God, man, where have you been? You're in timeout. You're in trouble, man. You ain't been on here in 2 weeks.
What did he do? Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, good. It is. I know Kiffin's. I'm just kidding. I'm being sarcastic. I don't.
But you're kidding. You're serious about him making this trip.
Yes, you can find it. His private plane left Sunday at like 10:30 and landed in Lincoln, Nebraska at like 12 o'clock.
Wow. I got to text Manny that. I'm going to do it right now.
We're going to do our top 10, and
I'll do it after.
Which one's this? All right, Dean, tell us about your top 10.
All right. Well, I still got Ohio State won. Convincing win against Iowa, who's not terrible. 54-10. Georgia didn't play, so I can't really bump them one way or the other. Michigan didn't play. I can't bump them. We'll keep Tennessee at 4. They were supposed to beat UT Martin, and they did. I bumped Bama up over Clemson. I just think they're better.
They are.
I just think they're better.
Clemson's not very good.
No, but I'm not going to drop Clemson too far. One spot. Move TCU up to 7 Oregon's had some convincing wins. I had to bump them over USC. USC did not play yesterday. They're at 9, and I put Okie State back in the top 10 after that big win. Come from behind win, too.
Yes, I like how they're playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, they lost one game to the number 7 team in overtime. Not in overtime, by 3 points.
Yeah.
So, let's not get down on them too bad.
Let's see here.
This may be the best team he's had.
Let's see here. Dana Rooney. Okay. Now, there's that, and I'll talk about that, and I'll pull it up here on my phone. Ohio State is one. They have showed why that they're a number one team. They're not pulling any punches, and as bad as I hate to admit it, because I am an SEC homer, and I can admit that. But, it is what it is. So, I like Ohio State at 1. Georgia didn't play, but we're going to find out. They'll put the smackdown on Florida this weekend, and they'll probably be back up at 1 for me. And Tennessee, it is what it is. I mean, they took care of business. There ain't no further around.
It wasn't close.
No, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to beat a team like that. Bama sneaks back in the top 4. For me, they played better. And I've just got them in there because I don't like Michigan. I don't like khaki pants. I don't think they're legit. Mm-hmm. I almost put TCU at 4.
Well,
and I told you before the show, I said, if you'll tell me to change it, I'll change it.
Do you think
I could get talked into it.
better than Bama, though?
Man, boy, they sure look sharp.
Now, Michigan and Clemson, possibly.
Boy, TCU look sharp. That defense.
They look good.
The defense guys, they look sharp.
They do.
I got khaki pants, Michigan 6. Clemson is a faulty failure. I don't even know how I got them in the top 10. The Ducks squeaking and quacking their way on up to number 8 for me. Oklahoma State at 9. Good job out there for the Cowboys because you just can't read him. He's hard to read. I mean, you're trying to play a poker game with that Cowboy.
You're talking about Oklahoma. Oh, you can't. You can't read this guy.
He just.
But look, can I justify something?
And then
real quick?
I got USC at 10. USC, they didn't play, but I want to keep them at 10. I want to give them a chance to get in this thing. But Oregon right now is in the driver's seat for the Pac-12.
For anybody saying why y'all got Oregon, Oklahoma State, Oregon's lost one game to Georgia, and they did get beat bad, but they've came back strong.
Yes.
Clemson hasn't lost. Michigan hasn't lost. TCU. Bama lost 1, but they lost to Tennessee. USC's lost 1 game by a point. And
let's talk about playoffs.
What do you got? Wait, let me ask you one thing.
Bring that up because you can bring that into a playoff. Think about what you just said. Oregon only loss.
Yeah, 1 loss to the number 2 team one team in the country in AP.
That's probably fixing to play the number 3 team, Tennessee, and beat.
Yeah.
I think they beat Tennessee.
All those got good resumes.
So how does a 1-loss SEC team like Bama get in if they're going to have to beat Ole Miss and LSU?
Yes, they have to. They have to. Who you got at 11? I got Wake Forest at 11.
Yes, I do too.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't really know about 12.
UCLA is at 12.
You didn't drop that much.
Yeah, Wake Forest and USC, they actually have them tied in AP at 10.
Didn't drop Ole Miss too much.
15. All right, here's the AP poll. I'll run through that so you guys kind of compare what we just did. Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, Michigan. That's your playoff teams that's going to play off. Right outside looking in, Clemson had 1 number 1 vote. Georgia, Bama still at 6. They left them there. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
I moved them up.
I mean, Clemson has not lost.
I
just think Bama's better.
Yes, and here's my allegation for moving them into 4 because I don't like Michigan. I think they're false. They're fake. They're as bad as any of those news networks. Mm-hmm. But it's fake news, Michigan. And Clemson played terrible. They shouldn't have won that game.
No,
Bama was never behind.
I mean, their running game won.
How is Clemson over Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Because Bama lost a game? Well, let's see Clemson line up with Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that score is going to be? It won't be a field goal win for the Vols over the Orange Kitty Cats. It'll be about a 3-touchdown win for the Vols over the Kitty Cats.
And I could see them beating them 42-27.
42-30. Yeah, I'm good with that. Hey, guys, I don't know what but that's okay.
2 touchdowns most of the game.
Whatever makes them
Especially
happy.
if it's in Neyland. If it's in Death Valley, I still think Tennessee wins.
But there's a chance for Bama better win these games if they want to go to playoffs. And if they don't, you know what? The sun's going to shine tomorrow, and it'll be great for let some of these other teams get in. Because I like TCU. I like to see them get in this thing. Dude, they've beat 4 consecutive weeks of ranked opponents.
Yeah.
Who else has done that?
Okay.
And Oregon, they're quacking along, hanging around. Let's see how they turn out. Number 6, Alabama. 7, my guys at TCU, the Horned Frogs. 8, the Ducks. 9, Oklahoma State. 10, USC. Wake Forest, UCLA at 12. Penn State 13.
Utah, which I believe.
Utah's at 14. It's not bad. They dropped Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, didn't they? Is anybody new join?
Yeah, South Carolina come at 25.
LSU's not in. Oh, yeah,
They're 18, yes. They moved up 3 or 4 spots. All right, we got Syracuse at 16.
What do you think about that?
Hang on. Illinois is at 17. 18 is LSU. Kentucky, 19. Cincinnati Bearcats squeaked out a win against SMU like 28-27.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on there. North Carolina Tar Heels 21. Kansas State 22. 23 is Tulane. 24. The Wolfpack have dropped from 8 to 24. They're fake. They're fraud. Called that back in the summer. They're not good. The guy tried to tell me, we brought everybody back. And I said, it don't mean everybody's good.
Well, that's true, too. I was going to ask you about one. There.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Best team they've ever had, probably.
Who?
Illinois.
Oh, I know.
Think they're for real?
No.
You don't think they'll make any noise in that big team? Okay. Do you think they're fixing to drop a few?
Let's see. Why don't we just look it up?
Look at their schedule. Illinois, undefeated, or they may have lost one? Number 17. I've never known Illinois. I'm sure they have been, but I don't remember them ever being ranked. In the
They play
17.
Nebraska this weekend. That'll be a win.
Right.
They play Michigan State that Saturday the 5th.
They could win that.
Purdue the 12th.
Could win that.
At Michigan the 19th.
Loss.
And then Northwestern. So they could come through here with just a one-loss record.
Easily.
Yeah. And then they'll move up to they'll probably get them up in 10.
10, yeah.
Depending on who falls out of that other.
Right.
Because you're going to have some other guys fall out of that picture for the AP.
Mm-hmm. I just, you never hear much about Illinois football. Never.
Some of these guys are going to lose again.
Yeah.
Clemson's not. They have the easiest walk to it. In Michigan, all they got to do is beat Ohio State at the end of the month.
Right.
They win the Big 12. They're in. And
Oregon still got USC.
Clemson and Georgia are in. So, and I say Georgia because they'll beat Tennessee. And all these top number 6, 1 through 6, is going to take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia beats Tennessee. Tennessee drops to 8 or 9. All right. Ohio State beats Michigan. They stay 2. Michigan drops to 7. Bama will have to beat LSU and Ole Miss. I don't know if they beat both of them.
It's not going to be easy. They play at LSU, right?
And at Ole Miss.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tall one.
So I'm just saying. And my big man, he's a dang Bammer. I'm telling you, I don't think right now today, what I have seen, based on what I've seen so far, as an analyst of the college football game, hello, Coach Short. When Michigan plays, you're exactly right, and I don't think Michigan beats Ohio State.
No,
Stroud and them's just too much.
It's at Ohio State this time.
Yep. So big match, you're a Bammer. I'm just telling you, a Bammer right here is telling you, I don't think Bama wins one of those games, and I can't tell you which one they're gonna lose.
It wouldn't shock me if
they
lost.
play terrible on the road. Mm-hmm. Should have lost to Texas. Mm-hmm. Almost dumped one at home against A&M with a backup quarterback.
They were on the 2-yard line on the last play. Ball game.
And then all the penalties. And then the next week, they traveled Neyland. The penalties called them again with a couple of crappy calls. But 12 of those 16 or 17 were legit.
Yes.
Terrible.
They were.
They were lucky to be close in that game. That's how a bad Alabama team is that close to beating a Tennessee team. Don't mean Tennessee's real good. It just means that they kind of got lucky at the right times. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now, what happened yesterday? Are you kidding me? Mississippi State, dude, Kentucky handled them pretty well for the most part. And that's with Levis kind of on and off the field.
Yeah, he went out some in that game.
He was, So, your number 6 tied may stumble and bumble and fool around here and wind up finishing the season with 2 losses and ranked about 10. And that's fantastic. It's okay. Because then we'll be, 10-2 at the end of the season?
Yeah. I mean, they may win both of them.
Dude, you know what? And we'll have a good bowl game because who don't want Alabama at their bowl game? Mm-hmm. So we take a Sugar Bowl and let me just make a weird proclamation for about 4 months ahead of time. I'm going to say Alabama and Michigan play in the Sugar Bowl. Mm-hmm.
You think they'll both be out?
Both,
possibly?
yeah, they both. That's your two
But you
outs.
definitely don't think Alabama will win the SEC championship.
No, there's no way. Not if they continue to play what
Yeah,
I have
let's just say
seen
they're playing.
so far. I have seen lackadaisical, bad play calling to Bryce holding the ball all day back there making tomato sandwiches, putting salt and pepper on it, and frying Spam with the other hand, running in circles for 8 seconds with the football, and then we gripe because the lineman get called for holding. He can't run with the ball that long. Throw it away or run it. No running game yesterday.
Not
0.
yesterday. Well, really not against Tennessee. They rushed for 114 against Tennessee.
Yes.
154 yards in 2 weeks.
And Gibbs is great. He's a good back. But he's more useful catching the ball out of the backfield. He just is.
Alabama's leading receiver.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting close to 1,000.
Guys, are you paying attention? Why is he the leading receiver? What? Because we don't have elite receivers. What are you saying, Matt? I'm saying that Alabama's recruited. They got 5 stars hanging off the trees down there, hanging out of the balconies. They got them stacked and pushed in corners. They got so many. They ain't putting it together.
Well, just because you're a 5-star don't mean you're going to develop.
And
like
that's
Jamison Williams or John Mitch.
always been the problem at the team down the road, at the bottom part of the state. The Auburn Tigers can't develop players. They never have. Gus could not do it. They couldn't.
He's undefeated this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you play high school football down there in South Florida with some fantastic athletes. They're so good, they come out of IMG, and if they don't have the paperwork to get them pushed up further into big colleges, they go down there and play, and they're good. I mean, those guys down there in that part of the country.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to tell you, JSU lost yesterday, 13-14.
I hate that.
And,
I was poor for our guys.
And UAB was off.
Alabama TCU plays in the Fiesta Bowl
No,
December 28th. That's my crystal ball.
they just got it. Alabama TCU.
Johnny Carson, he'd take that paper, note, an envelope, put up on his head, remember?
Yeah.
Swami. All right, y'all young guys, y'all don't know, but older people our age that watch, you do know. Guys, we've been on here too long. Let's get off here, Dean.
Hey, congrats to Ace Ashley.
Ace Ashley, big dog. I will see you Tuesday. Golly, look at all these people on here. Man, I'm so darn happy. Dean, let's see, what did Mark say? As bad as I hate to say it, Tennessee is better than Ohio State and Michigan. Well, they may be. We'll find. We may find out, Mark. But
Michigan, I don't know about Ohio State.
they'll have to beat Georgia first, and if they can beat Georgia and get into that playoff bracket, I like it. I think it'd be great. It'd be a good game. So
Georgia's not going to be an easy win, especially in
no, it's going to be at Athens too.
Athens. I mean, Tennessee's got a dynamic offense, top offense in the country.
Yeah.
So
Show 160. It's in the books, Dean. What about that?
good job.
Spotify, Applecast, podcast listeners. If y'all been hanging
160.
around,
That's over
160.
300 hours of airtime.
We try to do it every week. We do it,
Probably
and
average
we'll
an hour
be.
and a half, don't we?
Yeah.
About 250 hours.
Most podcasts go 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sports podcasts, Macro and them, they go about 2.
We're probably averaging. We
We covered
250.
a lot of material tonight. When we did the high school brackets, that was 20 minutes of talking around here and who's going where and who's playing, and so we hope everybody was informed. If you're at this part of the show and you missed that, boop, hit the pause, rewind it back, go back to the high school part. It'll be before the break. We take a break in the middle, and I do that on purpose to help you guys so you know the difference in high school and college. When people go back, they can see the break, they can go back for it. And it helps me cut film because I'm going to pull the college and I'll make it.
Because there are some guys we have on here, which is fine. They'd rather hear the high school.
Yes.
And we got some that would rather
Here, college.
Well, I don't want to hear the high school stuff because they're not from here.
Yep, right. We got people from Ohio, Kentucky, South Carolina, Florida. I got a guy in Texas that watches, Jeremy.
Well, since, I'm just using you as an example, Mark. You take like Mark Welch, who's got 2 boys playing at spring.
He wants to hear about
He
high
wants
school
to hear about
football,
high school
how good his boys are. And your boys played fantastic Friday night, Mr. Mark. They played great. Jacob and John were both great. And the other Welch, too. Cam did, too. Had his part in it.
Yeah.
And we'll look forward to covering the rest of the year of Spring Garden and make a good run in the playoffs. And I think Cherokee County will, too. Thank you, Coach Short. I always love chit-chatting with him, man. Barbershop Show, God's Country, 90.9. Go on Facebook in the morning. Guys, just hit 90.9 God's Country on Facebook. Serious.
Mm-hmm.
Good, clean, like we do, a good, clean show. We don't cuss and have drinking and wildness and stuff like that. And it's God's Country Radio. You would like it.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about old guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all from down there in that area where Coach Short was, Coach Whelan.
Mm-hmm.
And they just tell stories.
Really?
And they talk about Auburn and Alabama, and they just sat back in their chair. Well, tell you what they ought to do, coach. And, idiot, just old coaches talking football. I really enjoy going there and listening to them. I'll chat with them a little bit when I can.
Yeah, it's probably fun.
It is. Fun. Yeah, I want to go down there one morning, hang out. They get up early.
Where is it?
Coach Short, if you're still on. Thanks for the scores Friday night. Absolutely, sir. You call me anytime you need anything. I'll be glad to share, help promote our kids. It's always what we do it for. Where's the show at? He's told me before. It's at, I don't know. Man, I can't remember nothing like that.
Where? Ashland.
Yes.
Oh, that's down in Clay County.
That's so all those old guys and all those old winners and schools and champs and the coaches, they go hang out up there at this radio station. And they do the weather, or they'll have a fishing spot they'll do 15, 20 minutes. And you like it because you like history of football just because me and you we just like football.
Yeah.
The history of the game, old Alabama stories. And I will just sit there like this and just listen. The story.
Stories like the guys blocking the guy's kick before the state championship game. That's a great story. I don't know if it's true, but it's a great story.
Yeah, 1972. I'll tell you what we was doing. 1984 down there around that. Clay County, dude. They've got some good football teams.
Yeah, and I went down there my sophomore year, and their quarterback started on Auburn's basketball team 3 years later.
They talked about him one day. Coach Short did. I remember them bringing his name up and talking about
Weems.
that. Yes, that's his daddy. He's on the show.
Well, I remember leaving the game and riding the bus back. When I got back home, me and Daddy got in the car, and he goes, their quarterback's one of the best basketball players in the state. So he's a pretty good football player, too. Just very talented.
Well, that'll be the end of our live show, guys. And catch the rest of the Road to Blue Mountain and Bo and Reggie tomorrow night. Average Joe Sports page, I'll be over there helping them tomorrow night. So more South talk. Bigger schools, more breakdown into bigger schools. And they'll mention our county as well. They always do. So go over there and check us out tomorrow night. Probably about 6:30 we'll be on. If you want more bigger, they're going to have more of the areas out of this area exactly. Who's playing where and who's playing what and who's probably got a good chance at it. They don't pick like we do. We're not going to pick games.
Right.
We can say we feel – just based on like Spring Garden, for example, we feel like they'll make a pretty good run. I like them to be a good team to get in there and play the second, third rounds and win those games.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They've been in the semifinals. Don't doubt them.
No.
Cherokee County, it's been a little while, but I like this team. Man, the kids are so together.
Mm-hmm.
They play as one. Good defense, solid on offense, run the ball. Their special teams is great. Punter, Mejia, and Frampton, them kicking the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Average 40-something yards a punt, and he kicks extra point. I mean, solid team.
Yeah.
Solid teams will get you, second, third round. Thirds and fourths, well, that's
it gets hard then.
Yes, because you've met the number one, some cream team from that other region way off somewhere that you've never seen. So, yeah, we like it, guys. So, we appreciate all y'all hanging around with us. And, yes, state championships. The state championship's gonna be at the APT this year. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad to know, but not surprising. Been in the works for 2 years. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Coach Short, appreciate that. Him coming on and Mark Welch, his dad. What an important part of football.
Oh, yeah.
All that Welch family. Guys, I got over and talking to him one day. The other day. He knows everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Dale knows everybody. Who does? I was like, so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so. Oh, yeah, I know him. He coached. I was like, well, I forget. Like, he's done it. He's a legend. He's done it all. And he loved Coach Johnson. Said it's probably one of the best coaches he coached for.
Really?
Coach Johnson, yeah. He was around. Everybody liked Coach Johnson. All the other coaches I talked to, the old guys, they really liked Coach Johnson.
Yes. Everybody loved
Said he was a player's coach.
Well, look what guys did for him. He had 2,000-yard rushers. He had guys go to Georgia, Auburn, Alabama.
He was a real player's coach.
He got a lot out of this guy. Now I hear people, well, they didn't win one. Well, so what?
Well,
it ain't that easy.
It's not. Yep. All right, guys. We'll see y'all through the week, and we'll be somewhere this weekend. We'll be at Fort Payne or at Collinsville somewhere. I don't know. All right, we'll see y'all guys for the week. Congratulations again. Ace Ashley, about 4,500-yard career, end over at San Rock. We love you, old buddy, and I'll see you Tuesday. See you through the week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. And love Coach Johnson. Mark did, absolutely. Good guy. Wish we could have had him at podcast.
Yeah.
We had it lined up, but Lord took him to the big football field in the sky, and his spirit is hanging around over at Warrior Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely is. All right, we'll catch y'all guys later. Peace and love, heads clear, and your hearts full of God. We'll see y'all.